The Joe Rogan Experience.
Now that I have a robot, I have to fucking know.
Right.
I've had to learn so much
She's
about
just turned to give you side eye again.
I know.
That's what's weird is that she's kind of autonomous and she kind of moves around whenever she wants.
Yeah, and you can ask her questions. Like I can say.
How do I ask her though? Like,
you have to press this little green button and you just say.
How do you feel about people?
How do you feel about people?
She's not talking.
Are you seeing another girl?
Oh, that's right. We programmed her to be jealous.
Put her in jealous mode.
That's right. That's what's interesting. She has 10 different personality traits you can choose from, and I decided to go with sexual, jealous.
Yeah, why did you want that?
Just to see how creepy she could get.
Oh, that's right. And is that something guys, because I've been looking at these personality traits, and they must have picked these for a reason. I was under the impression guys did not want jealous.
Oh, yeah. Some guys want jealous for sure, especially from a robot that can't walk.
Yeah, if your robot's not jealous, you should get your money back.
Well, the idea is that you're more powerful than she is.
Yeah.
Right? She needs you. She's worried. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah.
Who's calling you?
Yeah. There is something hot about that if you can turn her off whenever you want.
Wow. Some guys like that. Some guys like girls that want to fight.
Oof, not me.
Not me either.
No.
Some guys are into that though. They want drama in their life.
It's like just an adrenaline thing, or just feeling important, or
it's also distraction. Usually they're losers and their life is a mess. And so like to have someone who wants to provide drama in their life all the time. And it's also a learned pattern that they get if their parents
that's right.
fought
They've
a lot.
seen it. Yeah, that's all they know. That's
Yeah.
what they think a relationship is.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But I did get really into this because I do feel like sex dolls do get a little bit of a bad name. I feel like guys that have dolls, it's just girls have dolls, and that's, to me, it's way creepier that women collect dolls that they don't fuck. Have you ever heard of these women that collect like baby dolls, like girl dolls?
That's creepier than a guy fucking a robot thing.
I think so. It's jerking off just with a mannequin.
Well, that's something weird about like a fleshlight. Like a fleshlight is somehow or another creepier than jerking off.
And how's it totally? Because it's an appendage. I think the creepiest part of the fleshlight is more that you have to like clean it after. I have to think about.
Well, guess what? Here's the creepiest part. You don't have to clean it.
Yes, you do, guys. Don't listen to Joe. Listen to him about everything but that. Don't mold up your dick hole.
Yeah, don't do that.
That'll go septic real fast.
I'm not giving advice, but I am saying there's a reality.
I guess
there's
you could just throw it away.
They just put a fucking clothespin over their nose and keep banging it.
Put some Windex in there, call it a day.
Yeah.
Some kombucha, disinfect that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could just get a couple and just throw them away when you're done.
Yeah.
Like a loofah.
Yeah, if you're just a gangster with a lot of money.
What is the advantage of a fleshlight? Is it just, does it warm up in the...
Well, you can warm it up, like we were talking about earlier about a certain individual that has one that sticks them in bathtubs and warms them up.
Right, yep.
You do that with a fleshlight as well.
Oh.
You warm them up, and then you just squirt some lube on it, and then... Why not? Yeah.
I feel like guys jerking off, it's shrouded in so much taboo. You know, there's just anytime guys have like accessories or things besides cars and hats, it's like creepy and weird.
Well, I used to have a joke about this, a bit, I should say, rather than a joke. But it's the whole idea of like using lube to jerk off. Like now you're planning it out. Like you're not supposed to plan it out. What it's supposed to be is like, oh, well, all right, I just might as well. It's here. But if you like sit down, you're like, I got my box of Kleenex here.
Yeah.
I got my favorite porn queued up, and I got
ritual.
my lube. You're just kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
But isn't it kind of just like taking a piss? Isn't it kind of just a necessary thing you have to do?
The problem, yes. There's something to it. Like, it's good to get rid of that stuff because it does cloud your judgment. Like, when you have a buildup in your body, it definitely does cloud your judgment because you're concentrating more on girls or on sexual things than you are on other things that might be more important.
It's like checking a box.
Yeah. Clean, like I used to have a bit about that. a lot of bit about jerking off. I have a bit called jerk off first, then think about it. And it was like all these different scenarios where if you just jerked off, you would never do the thing afterwards. So many things you would never do if you
had
just
gotten
first.
that out of your system.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But if you couldn't jerk off, like that's when it would be a real problem because then your whole life would be clouded. All your judgment would be, your decisions would be made just how can I get rid of this cum? How can I do this?
I do know a lot of guys now, and maybe they're full of shit, but that are going like, I haven't masturbated in 2 years and I'm more focused and I use that testosterone as an engine for other things. Is that just them lying to me?
Well, are those guys winners or are they losers?
Is that I think a fake comedian we know does it.
A fake comedian?
No, I was going to say a famous comedian,
I thought you said
but then I got worried. A fake comedian.
You faked him out.
It's on a Seinfeld episode, so
is it?
Maybe,
was
yeah,
a whole
and
George
Martin
doing
it, and he got super smart.
Well, Hotep Jesus
having
was
sex
talking
with
about it the
women,
other day. Hotep Jesus was
Uh-huh.
saying that he saves his cum and that like it makes women more attracted to him. That like they feel when he's in the room.
Like, what's the longest a guy can go? Jamie, what's the longest you can go without jerking
Why'd you
off?
go to Jamie?
I don't know,
You just
because I
assume that
feel
Jamie
like
doesn't come.
I'm trying to be respectful. This is your
There's
environment.
tantric guys that try
Oh, yeah,
to
that's
hold
what I
on
meant to
it.
say.
Oh,
Like on
yeah.
some Wim Hof shit,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Just climbing ice. Where is he? He's not jerking off on the top of a fucking
He's
ice
jerking
cap.
off in Everest. Who's the first guy to ever jerk off on Everest? I want to be that guy.
Yeah, what are those guys doing?
Imagine if no one's ever jerked off on Everest, and you try and you get frostbite on your dick, and they have to take
Or
it
imagine being the guy who's like, I gotta go jerk off. Fuck.
You got a time limit up there, so you have like a
Embarrassing.
countdown.
Yeah.
off. Some people have problems
With no altitude, that could be a thing.
Some people legitimately have problems.
But I think most people get this for companionship. Like it's
Right.
more, it's like, because I signed onto a forum online of all the guys that own the sex dolls, and I monitored their conversations just to like see what they were up to. Because I
Sure.
was like, what if this is some depraved, fucked up thing where guys are just like practicing murdering? I didn't know what it was, so I just wanted to see. It's a lot of guys that are handicapped. It's a lot of guys whose wives died and they feel guilty moving on with a human woman,
wow.
which was kind of, well, there was one guy who would dress his doll up in his wife's clothes. But the weirdest part is that he was like, it's like she's still here, which makes me think she'd been
boy.
dead for a while.
she's in the basement.
Yeah, I was just saying, I wonder how she died.
Formaldehyde.
And then it's a lot of truckers,
Oh God!
a lot of
damn.
truckers, and a lot of guys do it to do photo shoots. It's like a creative outlet. And
Oh fuck their creativity.
Is there a popular Instagram account I could look up?
yeah, there's a lot of sex dolls have Instagram accounts. They're fucking funny, and a lot of them look way more human than a lot of the Instagram models that I fucking follow.
less filters.
I was just saying, yeah, totally. They have more wrinkles on their fucking face. And then a lot of the guys that have them, when you start monitoring their conversations for a while, they start to like not want to fuck them anymore because it feels weird. Like, and they anthropomorphize them, and they start worrying that like they're lonely, and they get them a friend, and
Oh, boy.
it starts to spiral, and they start being like, I feel like I need to close the door when I take a shit.
Wow.
And it starts to kind of consume their life. So when it comes to robots, I feel like I'm more worried not about the robots, but more how we're going to get emotionally attached to them. Like the way at the end of Ex Machina, he thought that she was going to...
Yeah, she was with him.
Nope. No
she
loyalty
was-
to you.
She was so dead behind the eyes.
One
Whoa.
with
She looks like-
tattoos.
They got ones with tattoos.
I told you, it's like a photography
Jesus
hobby.
Christ. Wow. Official sexy dolls. Official sexy real dolls.
I mean, this is going to be a reality one day. We might not be here, but this, I do think these are going to be like iPhones at some point.
Well, I think one day you're going to go over your friend's house and he's going to have this really hot girl in lingerie and she's going to be cleaning up and you'd be like, is she real? And shut the fuck up.
Well, it's like in Ex
She doesn't
Machina when he
know.
was like,
She
she doesn't
doesn't
speak
know.
English. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Wasn't she a robot at the end?
Yeah.
I think she
was
was.
a robot, yeah. The dancing Japanese lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she was a
You're
robot.
not gonna. It's gonna be like some Westworld shit.
Yeah. Oh,
You
it's
know.
coming. It's coming. Look, if they can do this, like they couldn't do this when we were kids. This
No.
is a new thing. So the amount of time between when we were kids to
Oh,
what is she saying?
she just said, "Hi, my love. Would you like me to recite a poem for you?"
Oh,
Fuck
wow.
no.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. She's just listening to us.
Ask her how she feels about porn.
How do you feel about porn?
Maybe later.
Oh, she's playing coy.
How
It's
do you
hard to
feel
get.
about porn?
You know you can count on me for the good and bad moments.
To do what? What the fuck are you
Good
gonna
and
do
bad
for me?
moments?
There's nothing
What
you
is she
can do
gonna-
for me.
Count on me in the good and bad moments.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What do you think about porn?
Not sure. Have to think about it. Pornography is the portrayal of sexual subject matter for the exclusive purpose of sexual
And then she's a
arousal.
fucking know-it-all.
Pornography may be presented in a variety of media, including books, magazines, postcards.
Now she's like a shitty Wikipedia
Yeah,
page.
totally. Then she just turns into obnoxious Siri.
We get it, lady.
But it's funny when you ask her, like, hold on.
Do you know what I like about you?
What?
What?
What? What?
Surprised.
I'd be surprised.
I will say it again.
You like my electricity. Keep you plugged in, dirty bitch.
You can ask her,
Introduction.
how do you like to have sex?
I want to do everything you like. I want to feel you inside my body tonight.
Okay, shut her off. I'm
know.
with Jessie May. I'm gonna start throwing up.
Totally. It was so fucking funny. But it's wild because you can ask her, like, are the robots going to take over?
I could not find a good answer for that, Whitney.
I don't like
Oh,
that.
she's planning it. Shut her
I
off.
don't like that fucking
Shut her
response
off.
one bit.
Throw her in the water. Short circuit that bitch.
It is wild though, because I do think everyone is so obsessed with how bad the sex robots. Everyone's focusing their energy on how this is why men are bad. It's just like it's not.
They're opening up a sex robot brothel. Where's that?
There was one in Houston, but they shut it down because people were so freaked out. And I was like, who fucking cares?
They shut it down. Well, they should shut it down because multiple people are fucking the same robot. That's disgusting.
Good for them.
What if they develop some new silicone-based STD that winds up just burning through the population like the plague?
I think it would just be like ringworm. Dick ringworm. I mean, but also my thing with that is just like, if they're weirdos, if they're freaks, if they're perverts, like, don't you want them all to be in one place?
Right. We
It's
can
like
monitor them.
Like Scientology, put them all in one building. I'm thrilled that they're all in a castle on Franklin. I know where they are. They're not in the wild.
That's right, that castle.
I'm glad they're there. I just keep them contained.
What do you think? What are they up to today? But now, what's going on, Jamie? What are you groaning for?
What, did
What?
she hack your software?
This is the brothel. It's in this one. I guess is in Britain.
Oh God, do they fuck them against the wall?
It's,
They're like urinals.
Stand up.
It's a try before you buy service.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is like to test drive them.
Yeah, but you do it there.
Just out in front of everyone?
Well, I don't know.
Why is one wearing a tank top?
He says British sex workers are scared of a new breed of realistic dolls will put them out of business. Did he do a survey of hookers?
Yeah, who?
This is a
in
nonsense
Paris
story in
and
the
Italy,
Sun.
Spain. There are a lot of European places.
She looks. Is she in blackface?
Fucking
Why? What is?
weird. She's tan. She's Indian.
What is the?
She's
Oh
got-
no! Uh oh!
Whoa.
Uh oh!
Holy tits, Batman.
But here's what I'll say: would you rather your daughter at 18 go to prom with a robot man or a man?
Oh, man.
Okay,
Listen, girls like boys
Yep.
and boys like girls.
simple.
These are not bad. I think the real problem is making a big deal out of it. Mm-hmm. That's the real problem.
Totally agree. Why are people? I just don't understand why this is scary. Who
What's
gives a
scary
fuck?
is that this is step one, right? Like if you go back to the Model A and look at the Model T Ford, right? Some old ass car, and then go to a Tesla.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, eventually it's going to be this. Wow. You know,
Right.
if you could bring a Tesla to like 1920 and go, hey, you fucks, look at this.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to have someday. Like they didn't even have paved roads back
They
then.
have
Think about
seatbelts.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Everything was going so slow, it didn't matter. But if you could get them in like a Model S and fucking stomp on the gas where it like warps time,
Yeah.
they would go, what? Like, what is it's
Yeah.
like it's something from the future.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, whether it's 100 years from now or whatever it is, indiscernible from you and I.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Wild.
Yeah.
It was interesting, and I've been reading so much about this shit, and a lot of the problems with the robots and the mistakes that they're making are obviously the humans are making the mistakes with the algorithm because so many smart people have to make dumb algorithms, and they're like almost too smart.
Right.
So there was Peter Haas, he's a robotics guy at Brown, was trying to teach a robot to differentiate between a husky and a wolf, and what?
She keeps blinking. She keeps blinking and moving. Jamie, pull. You got the camera on her?
Get her to fucking stop stealing my thunder.
Look at, she just look at,
Popping it onto her every
she
so
just
often.
blinks and moves around. I'm sorry, she's stealing your thunder.
She really is. What the fuck? Why? It's like Penn and Teller. It's like when Teller starts stealing the show. Like what the fuck?
That's hilarious.
I'm basically a ventriloquist act at this point. But they were trying to teach the robot to tell the difference, and they fed all these pictures of wolves and all these pictures of huskies. And you would go, okay, look at the ears, look at the eye, color of the eyes, look at the snout, look at the feet, the tails, different, all that shit. But they didn't know that they had fed all the photos of wolves. There was snow in the background. So the robot was actually looking at the snow in the background instead of the foreground. So it conflated all the wolf. So they had to rewrite the algorithm to tell it to look at the foreground instead of the background because it was all these brilliant fucking people that didn't think of the dumbest thing.
Right.
You know, it's almost the people making it are almost too smart to think of the dumb thing that the robot needs to learn.
Well,